This is Zohar Pshat, day 46. We are the fifth line down from the fifth line from the bottom of the Hayama base in Aktama. As we said yesterday, there's the Shabbos and Bechina of Igula, which is the higher one, and the Bechina of the aspect of Ribua, which is the lower one. So they are both Shabbos Osai, the two Shabbosais. Klin Tavai b'Shamar. Here they're both included in the pasuk as Shabbos Osai Tishmoru in Shamar. Tishmoru. The Shabbos Ilah Hacha Leiskal b'Shamar. Now the Shabbos, the higher Shabbos, really should not be included b'Shamar, but rather b'Zohar. Mitzvahs say always higher than mitzvahs say. The mitzvahs say of Shabbos are the higher level of Shabbos. The mitzvahs say of Shabbos are the lower level of Shabbos. Shmir, there's Zohar, those are Zohar and Shamar. So really, it should be as Shabbos say Zohar v'Shamar, right? Because why I say Tishmor, because it's Tishmor is the more inclusive language, because we have to talk about the lower levels, so therefore include a higher level in it as well. And the Shabbos lo loiska b'Shamar el b'Zohar, the Shabbos law which is mentioned here as part of the Shemar really shouldn't be including Shamar, the Zohar. The Malki Law B'Zohar is time. The higher Malchus, the higher level of Shechina, is defined by Zohar. Al Do Ikre Malchus the Shalom delay, and the on this it's called the Melech Shalom Shelo, the king who has the peace, because the peace and harmony comes from the unity which is imposed by the higher levels of Shabbos. And the Zohar of Shabbos, meaning the elevation of Shabbos, opposed to the, I guess, kind of like that same say Tov, as opposed to the Surmei Ra of Shabbos, and that Shleimus is Zohar Iyu. But leis machlokas ela, and it's on this, meaning that it's on account of there's no machlokas in the Lamas Yonim. Right, we say Shalom Shalom Yosim Alina Bracha B'Shalom. She put upon us a Bracha B'Shalom. So Sim Shalom Tova Bracha Alina B'Koyso Amecha. We want Shalom upon us, but the Shalom is also Shalom B'Mromov. Who Yaseh Shalom Alina? The Shalom El Yonim, because there's obviously things on a much higher level of MS and a much higher level therefore of Shalom and MS for Shalom Ahavu. They come together, but that is something which we would like to be bestowed upon us as well. So begin to change Shlomos Litata. So there are two Shlomos which come down but below, and the Yaakov, Chad Yosef. There's one for Yaakov and one for Yosef. We'll begin Kanksim. Therefore, it says tracing Shalom Shalom Larachok V'Lakarov. Shalom to those who are distant, and Shalom to those which are close. And Shalom l'rachok da Yaakov. To the distance is to the one which is distant is to Yaakov. L'karov da Yosef. So he's going to explain this a little bit more. Merachok kedena marta merachok Hashem nira li. So there's this idea that Hashem is seen by me at a distance, and the sister Miriam stood at a distance to see what is going to happen to Moshe Rabbeinu when he was put into the Nile. Karov Kedena Marta, and the Karov is, like it says, Chadoshim Mikoro Bo, things which are new, which come from close by. So there is evidently a perspective of Yaakov, which is a broader perspective, because it's from a distance you can perceive things in a greater perspective. You see things just not narrowly, but even broad, at a breadth, and not just limited to the present, but also evidently over the course of time. And that's the idea. Merachok Hashem Nira Li. I can see at distance. Sometimes I can't see close up how Kosh Baruch is involved, but from a distance I can see it with a sense of perspective. It's how Merachok. Sometimes If you stand close by, you can't see how the Ad Hashem is going to play out. You stand at a distance and you take in everything. You see how it plays out. I think that it's also over time. She was standing there for a while to see how things would develop. As opposed to Chadashim, things which are new and the time to be understood. Make a robo, they come from close by. So there, you need to have, there's a shalom which is bestowed on things which are rachok, and shalom which is bestowed on things which are karov. You need both. Obviously, the shalom, I assume, it's easier to put shalom on something which is distant, but you could say the flip side too. That something which has had time to become entrenched over time, it's much more difficult to fix. Like some of the machlokas becomes embedded, and therefore it's harder to fix it. Whereas the machlokas which developed, or this any type of stripe which developed recently, close by, so to speak, that's easier to deal with because it's not yet so entrenched and so embedded. So he's going to explain in the next part and more elaborately what's the merachok and I think he's going to get to Korov also. We'll see. But in any event, the bottom line is there's a duality here. There's the shalom duality on two levels: shalom on high, shalom below, and the shalom on high is higher. And in the shalom below, there has to be shalom l'arachok and shalom la'karov. Shalom to those which are at a distance, either greater perspective or perhaps more entrenched in the machlokas, or close, things which have less perspective or perhaps less entrenched in the machlokas. So all these things are the shalom which comes together on Shabbos. Evidently, shalom ilah works in order to make those two shlomos tata. So Shabsosai Tishmoro evidently has two planes of understanding as well. It could be that the shamor here is including the Zohar, which seems to be the first part of the statement which we learned today. Or it could be a Shabsosai Tishmoro is talking about the two different types of shalom which are necessary on Shabbos to take place down below. Right, the shalom rochok, shalom makarov. Okay, obviously in the middle of this discussion, we have to keep it up. In the meantime, we got the Vav and Ralph.